Alright, what is going on, guys? Crypto Mac here, bringing you another crypto video today. We're taking a look at the ZIL and just do a bit of an update video on this coin. There's not a lot to talk about. There's a couple little things I've found in the charts, such as a cup and handle beginning to form, so it's always good. A couple bullish signs. Obviously, there's a line of resistance here, so I'll get into a few things to talk about. Just want to say this video is not financial advice, so please do your own research. So, as I said, firstly, ZIL is in this like sideways moving channel. So here we have our support line at the bottom. There's also this very bottom support line, which was like previous support on our last major pullback. So I've got that line there, and we saw support there from our massive wick we saw. This is our higher support line, and then obviously our resistance line at the top there. So we tried to break through, we didn't break through. That's fine. So what I'm seeing is that we've got a cup forming here, and now we have a handle playing out potentially. So it'll be something to watch. Hopefully, it seems like we might start a move like this. So we might even come down a bit further to form a handle and then can move up. So the idea is that we form a cup and handle and then can start a nice move to the upside again, which would be really good. So if we are to come back up, we're looking around 9 cents. It's more of a short-term thing. It's not a majorly long-term prediction. It's not on a macro scale by any means, but we can just see that cup and handle might start to form. The price target's it's just above 9 cents. There's also previous resistance at this local top and this line here, so you would say around that level would be extreme, pretty solid resistance. Around that sort of target, that would be our target in this range to get up to there and see some resistance in this range. I've also talked about before, there's a lot of people talking about a massive sell wall around this period between like 8, 9, 10, even I think 11 cents. And so there's probably going to be resistance along the way because of that. I still feel like we can get up to this range. We can break through sell walls. I mean, most coins, you could argue, have sell walls. People have sell orders ready to go. And so, I mean, you can sit here and predict all you want, but it's just going to be one of those things you have to wait and see. You have to give it a month, 2 months, 3 months to just see what happens. So, but on the more short term, this is what I'm looking at. Nice little cup and handle. The target's up here around 9 cents, 9.5 cents. Hopefully we can get up there. So firstly, we want to break this channel. Well, we might want to let it play out a bit so we can see, but it seems to be in this like kind of forming channel. So if it continues down a little bit further and then might break out and head to the upside, then to break this this level here at like 7.5 cents is pretty key. Break that and then we can move to that target. Hopefully, as I said, previous resistance, so it might be hard to get back to that range, but it will be really good for ZIL if we can get there. Another thing, I just have to look at this. I've done a massive, if you follow the channel, you might have already seen this video. I did a massive video on this kind of chart and this massive speculation. So if you want to watch that video, go ahead. It's at the pinned video on my channel. It's pretty interesting, bit insightful, I think. Major speculation. Take it with a grain of salt, but effectively, the main thing to watch for the moment is we are in this massive descending triangle, and we've held support, as we can see. So we held support here, and then the other line was obviously right here, which happened very recently. We held support, which is good to see. Good to see us holding support. So ideally, we move up and break out. So the breakout for this is actually around that 9 cent range. Therefore, if that cup and handle plays out, most likely, if it hits our price target, then we'll break out of this triangle, and this would have a pretty solid like price target as well. And to break out of this would be massive. And again, if you've been following the channel and you've listened to me talk about this, then you understand why this is actually very relevant. I mean, you can probably just see it. Like, we've had this massive parabolic move, following it was a descending triangle. And then once we broke out of that, there was another massive move. And then following that, descending triangle. And therefore, it seems like if we have that next breakout, or maybe that could suggest that we're about to start that big next move. And mind you, the target for this would be a nearly 20 cent ZIL as well. We know the all-time high is up here around 25 cents. But yeah, if we could get that breakout, that's at that range. It could even be higher. We see the breakout around here. Again, it's still going to be around that 20 cent area is like the breakout price target. So I know people don't like me talking about 20 cent ZIL. People don't like that at all. I think it's not going to happen. Look, I'm bullish on it. I think I think ZIL can get there. I think if we have a good 2022, I'm not saying it's going to happen next week or next month. It might take a month or two, it might take 6 months. But I think we can get there. This might not break out till February over here as well. It's the other thing that might happen. February or even March. Might not get that breakout till March. So we're looking at nearly 3 months. It could be 2 or 3 months to get a breakout, and then another 2 or 3 months to have a nice move upwards as well. So just some things to consider. But for the most part, it's just nice to be holding that support. Another chart we look at somewhat regularly for ZIL is ZIL against Bitcoin, which is in this descending channel. Again, we broke out. We kind of like went down the line a bit there, and then we held support here a few times, and now we've kind of come off the line, which is pretty nice to see. We've come off the line, sort of in a sideways moving channel again, as we saw with the ZIL USD chart. So moving sideways, but coming off the line, and could indicate a move against Bitcoin that we saw in the last big run up for Bitcoin. So hopefully that happens again, and we can head higher and make big moves against Bitcoin, because that's what you want to see. Another thing to look at is the ZIL ETH chart, which I don't talk about that much, but effectively it's in this big descending channel, and this is just, it's more the top line I'm looking at. That's like our main area for support. So breakout of this would be extremely bullish for ZIL. That's where it could start to outperform Ethereum, which is obviously ideal, and Ethereum is performing pretty good, you know, at $4,000 is pretty solid for Ethereum. So hopefully we can break out of this as well, break that trend line. As for Bitcoin, currently at 50,000, saw resistance around that 52,000 area. We were in this sort of falling wedge. I thought there might be a bull flag forming. Clearly that's not played out as we came down today. We saw that. So this is just going to be one to watch pretty closely to see what happens to the price of ZIL. You know, if we get another like surge like we saw, like these mini run-ups, if we can see another move, you know, similar to this, and you know, get us above 51,000 or 52,000, that'd be really good for Bitcoin and for ZIL and the whole market. That, you know, could get us back up to this line, break the line, would form an extremely small handle, and maybe then we can still talk about hitting this price target for the cup and handle as well. So something to consider, something to look at. But again, we just have to watch Bitcoin and see what happens. You can still say it's in a falling wedge as well if you really wanted to. I probably wouldn't. But if you took like the wicks, I mean, you can kind of draw a line like that again. Not a massive fan of that. But you could say that, and you could say that like it's still a bull flag. It's going to take place later. So another way of looking at it. I'll probably end the video there. Look, I'm bullish on ZIL. I feel like it's not a coin that's talked about a lot. I feel like it's hated quite a bit more than other coins. I talk about a lot of coins, or like several coins in this channel. I feel like ZIL is the one that probably gets the most like attention, I guess, but a lot of hate. There's a lot of people don't like ZIL. Personally, I'm a fan. I think I do believe it's gonna perform well in 2022. As for the rest of the market, I think the cycle is not finished, the market cycle. So yeah, let me know what you think of ZIL. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, guys, and I'll catch you later.